So I don't have the exact same trick, but I can illustrate the same principle with this trick. Very similar. It is a brass tube, it's like a human pincushion or acupuncture to a cigarette. Basic same effect except using pins. Now the cap comes off like this, just like the aluminum one you have. And in order to dislodge the gimmick, you just put it in, as you probably have already done, and push that out. So it'll slide out a bit like this. Now initially, I would just have this in my hand and show it as a tube, open it up, let people look at it. At the same time, I have it slightly open so I can start it, but that's all hidden from view. You could even turn it around like this and say, this is on its bottom, but you don't have to overdo it because you're going to let them examine it all at the end. And that's when they'll really be mystified. So, you have it like so. You put the cigarette in there, maybe get it started a little bit first, so you've got a little bit of it in your fingers like this. You can then take the cigarette, drop it in, and put the cap on. I usually put the cap, as soon as I drop it in, I usually hold it back towards me a little bit so they can't see that the cigarette's not right up at the top. But they will be able to see it through the hole. Now, I then put the cap on. So let me just go through that one more time. So we drop the cigarette in, and as we drop the cigarette in, I maybe have it exposed a little bit to them as they see it going in. And when it gets to the end, I let it drop in and hold it back towards me so they can't see inside the tube. Now, take the cap, place the cap on it, then you're safe. You can still see the cigarette in there. In your case, you're going to grab the cigarette, the extra cigarette that's going to penetrate, and as you put it in, you can press it against the cigarette so you can hold it in place, hold the interior cigarette in place with the exterior cigarette, just to lift it up and let them see the hole and that the cigarette's in there. I then move it down like this, and slowly with my thumb and at a bit of an angle, I'll slide this open a little bit further until the cigarette can get past your other cigarette, in my case, the pin. Once it gets past that, the pin is a little bit trickier to get in. Okay, there it goes. And once we get past that, then you can I'll put the pin in, or you can drop the cigarette halfway through, and again, put pressure up on it once it's inside there and locked in, so that it doesn't slide out accidentally. And same thing here, I'm doing a double penetration with 2 pins, like this, like that. You can show it around. You then have the cigarette, again, this interior cigarette pressed up against it so it's holding it there. As you pull the cigarette out, well, I'll do it with just one. As you pull the cigarette out, make sure your thumb, the heel of your thumb, is hidden from view. The tube is hidden from view, but you're going to use it like this. You're going to let it slide up so that it gets into view. As soon as you pull that cigarette out, they can see the white of the other cigarette. Now, you can simply grab it like this, which is what I would do, and say, and there it is, the cigarette through the cigarette, and set it down, let somebody open it up, they can play with it, look at it, and as you know, the gaff is well hidden. You can't really detect it. Very well made. This one's in brass. It's a bit of an antique and really, really nice. I love it. So that's the basic handling on it. I hope that really helps you out. If you have any questions, feel free to call me or write me.